All right, man, Torture Talk. Like, share, subscribe to the page. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. So today I'm going to be talking about why all the rappers are scared of Kendrick Lamar. We're going to watch a video. And yeah, we're going to do our commentary, all that good stuff. Before I get into that, you know what time it is. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please subscribe. If you don't, and you don't know if you want to subscribe, and you're on the fence, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, don't harass them, but y'all know where to find the ones at. You know what I'm saying? They call me the hidden gem. I don't sell merch, but I do have content, and that's free. But if you want to donate, Cash App will be on the screen. So yeah, man, let's get to it. Right to it. Let's do it. All right, let's go.
Kendrick Lamar is terrifying to his fellow rappers, not just in the wake of his recent activity, but long before he was ever as battle-tested as he is now. At the minute, hip-hop is basking in the landscape where he destroyed Drake so savagely that his name is now being used as an acronym to warn others.
Don't rap against Kendrick ever.
Yeah.
You didn't sit home with the fucking BlackBerry or the bum composition book and write acronyms for your own fucking name.
But while Drake's defeat at K-Dot's hands has
Yo, that's 100% facts right there. That's crazy.
proven exactly why so few have gone at Kendrick over the years, what is it that makes his reputation so fierce in the first place? Well, there's actually a variety of factors that made it clear to the whole world that Kendrick wasn't a man to trifle with. My name is Luesta, and this is why rappers are scared of Kendrick Lamar. There's a lot of angles to tackle why Kendrick has such a reputation for being one of the MCs that you just don't attempt to rhyme against. But one of the main reasons is that the reverence that the culture has for him trickles down to the top of the industry. Co-signed by Dr. Dre and passed the torch to the West Coast by Snoop Dogg, The Game, Corrupt, and every other OG you can think of.
I'ma say this and I'ma mean this. Nigga, you got the torch, nigga, you better run.
Even the legendary Eminem once thought that his pen game couldn't possibly live up to the hype.
The thing with M was crazy to me. He kicks everybody out the studio. I took it as him kicking everybody out to see if that's really you writing them raps that you're writing. You get what I'm saying?
With Eminem,
Yeah, that's true. I did hear Eminem do that. He want to know if you actually are right. Eminem is very big on people writing their own material. This is why he got one song with Eminem. I mean, one song with Drake. I believe that's Forever, and that's a feature. But I don't think Eminem has a song with Drake, just him and Drake. At least I never heard that. I don't think he does. Has a song with just him and Drake. I don't think he do.
known to be upset at rappers who use ghostwriters, that's a pretty fair assumption. But as Ed Sheeran remembered, he soon found out exactly why K-Dot was given so many props by people that he respected.
Eminem, he'd heard that Kendrick Lamar was the best rapper, and he invited him to the studio to get him on a song, and he arrived, and Kendrick came with all his mates. And Eminem said, I just want you in the studio, just you on your own. And then my engineer's going to come in and then record you doing it, but your mates aren't allowed in. And then Kendrick did it, wrote a sick verse, and then everyone came in to listen to it. And Eminem said he did it to test Kendrick because he thought he had a ghostwriter, and he then realized that he didn't, and then claimed that he was the best.
Ever since the two of them collaborated on Love Game off the Marshall Mathers LP2, Eminem has known that Lamar is among the elites in the game. And in a rare show of vulnerability from Shady, he suggested that he would think twice about coming for Kendrick.
It's the same thing if I getting on a track with Kendrick. I can never tell what the fuck he's gonna do.
Right.
Because he is such a chameleon of styles, and he can fucking do pretty much anything, right? And he's so proficient at it, he's so good at it, and you don't know what you're gonna get. That to me is like a top tier lyricist, because it's like you can get your ass kicked any day.
Besides overshadowing rappers,
That's crazy. That's crazy. Even Eminem knows. That's crazy. Oh, good morning to y'all too, man. Good morning. I meant to say that. Good morning. You know what I mean? Let's go. Wake y'all
on
ass
features,
up.
K-Dot never had to square off with other MCs in the same way that Shady had to in his career. But he always insisted that he had it in him to tear a rapper to shreds, even after he became a mainstream star. His entire Section 80 campaign basically revolved around the claim that he would kill your favorite rapper. Then, on Damn's Element, he issued a warning that all they had to do was say his name and they'll see Candyman. Then, after winning a Pulitzer Prize, he let his colleagues know what time it was on Rich Spirit, where he told them to stop playing with him before he turns you into a song.
Stop playing with me before it turns into a song.
Now, in the wake of Aubrey's demolition and J. Cole waving the white flag, we know that wasn't an idle threat, as over these past few weeks, he's left massive footprints on their legacies. As they struggle to pick themselves back up, you can imagine that no one will be stepping to Dot anytime soon. But long before everything that followed Kendrick's declaration of "fuck the big three, it's just Big Me" went down, rappers already showed a real reluctance to cross him. In fact, when they let their ego get in the way and spoke out against him, they usually decided to pay homage instead. Because although he had never really been in a battle until Drake thought he could take him on, he already proved how much his presence and the chatter around your career can do with Big Sean. In many ways, Big Sean is pretty much the reason why Kendrick is going at Drake in the first place. By now, we all know about...
Yeah, so we all know the history between Big Sean and Kendrick. I think Big Sean, to be honest with you, that probably would have been a better back and forth battle. But I think that Kendrick already put him to bed a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? And I think Big Sean, he know. You know what I'm saying? He know.
K-Dot's infamous verse on Control, where he hijacked Big Sean's track to let the whole industry know that even though he had love for them, he was trying to murder them and take their fans. At the same time, Big Sean insisted that he didn't even get bodied on the track, even though he opted to leave it off his Hall of Fame album that it was originally intended to be on. But he never really managed to escape it.
Well, he said that he left it off because he couldn't get the sample cleared. That's the reason. But we all know why he left it off.
Shadow.
I put that work in. Like, you're not gonna disrespect me. I hop on any track with anybody, and I will not only stand my own, you gonna know that it's my verse, and you gonna know I'm in
okay,
there.
Except for Control. Kendrick watched you on Control.
No, stop it.
Sean, come on now. Come on.
And how long ago was that? What year is this?
That you're right. You got you're right. Everybody approved. You're right.
And I still don't feel like I got washed anyway. Nigga.
Nah, you got washed on Control.
Whatever.
Bro, you got washed, bro. You and Jay got washed. It's no debating this. There's no debating that. Come on, bro. Stop.
Your opinion. See, that's what I'm saying. You can't focus on people's opinions. You know why? Because that's gonna throw you off.
Although he never fully accepted that there was beef, Big Sean did attempt to throw subliminal shots at Dot from time to time. For example, on songs like Me, Myself, and I and No More Interviews, people felt like the Detroit rapper was aiming at Kendrick's rapping style. But as is often the case, Kendrick never even acknowledged that anything was going down. Then, on The Heart Part 4, he let the world know that he heard what was being said, and that if he kept pushing, Big Sean would get what he thought he wanted.
My fans can't wait for me to sun your punk ass and crush your whole little shit. I'll big pun your punk ass, you a scared little bitch.
While he never got a formal diss track dedicated.
Well, this is how you know that he was talking about him, because he was basically saying he picked on people. Big Sean picked on people who rap fast, and then Kendrick came out and said, "I'll big pun your punk ass," because Big Pun usually rap very fast. You know what I'm saying? So, but he was fired with it. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all, a lot of y'all ain't catch that. I did though. That's what I'm here for, right? To tell y'all.
To him, Big Sean was informed in no uncertain terms that Kendrick would come at his neck whenever he wanted to. Meanwhile, the Control situation left such a permanent imprint on Big Sean's career that you can almost divide it between the time before that verse and everything that happened after. And in a move that has really set the tone for how people come out of the other side of squabbling with Kendrick, Big Sean speaks of him with nothing but admiration now, and basically acts as if there was never a problem in the first place.
The whole Big Sean Kendrick beef was going on. It was something I wish I would have spoke up about, because there was nothing. So then I remember going online and seeing like, oh, is he talking about Kendrick? Because I'm talking about people who rap fast. I wasn't beefing with nobody.
Insisting that he didn't want any problems, Big Sean still had to acknowledge that the whole thing has haunted him for years.
And in every verse I do, people be like, oh, is this a response? Is this a response? And I'm like, it's like, damn, I can't even show no aggression. People think it's a damn response. It got to a point where somehow it was just a weird tension between me and him, even though.
Well, it's a reason for that, though. Because when you diss somebody, or when people feel like you dissing somebody, and you, let's say, for instance, y'all both was dissing each other. We all know you was dissing Kendrick at one point. But people, when Kendrick came out and said, I'll son your punk ass, I'm big pun your punk ass, you a scared little bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nah, I was just playing, even use your own voice. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. If people feel as though that you ain't addressed that and then you rapping aggressively, they always gonna think you're talking about Kendrick because they feel like you supposed to had responded. And if you didn't respond in a proper manner or in a proper way, and you just gave up or just didn't respond, people gonna be like, yeah, this guy's a pussy. You know what I'm saying? Or they're just gonna be like, every time you drop a verse, oh, you must be talking about Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna do.
Oh, it was already said it wasn't no beef because people made it that way, right?
Although Big Sean probably got the raw end of the deal out of control, there was another man on the track who goes by the name of Jay Electronica. And although he was regarded as one of the world's greatest MCs at the time, he didn't escape unscathed either. Basically, Jay Elect didn't appreciate the fact.
I don't understand how. I'll put it to you like this. He's a good lyricist. He's a good rapper. But I do not understand how people put him on such a high pedestal. Because he doesn't have no work ethic at all. He's been out for a long time and he came out with one song, Exhibit C, that I thought was super fire. That was a dope song. And one album. And most of the album, he got washed by Jay-Z on most of the songs. And all the songs, Jay-Z was probably on all the songs except one or two. And he got washed on all of them. So I don't understand. But, I mean, that's Jay-Z though, you know.
That people were saying Kendrick beat him on the track. In fact, he said that Dot was envious of him.
Kendrick will body you. Look, you couldn't pay Kendrick $1 million. Kendrick wouldn't tell you. Kendrick could tell you himself he couldn't body me. Kendrick, look, Kendrick is my son. Kendrick is my baby. Kendrick wish he said he could be me.
Followed up with his verse on the...
Yo, these niggas, boy, back in the day, boy. Kendrick had all the smoke for you niggas and y'all ain't say shit. But as soon as you get on a fucking, what's that, Periscope? That was Periscope or some shit, right? As soon as you get on Periscope or Instagram Live or whatever, yeah, that nigga my son. That nigga, fuck that nigga, yeah, I'm better than him. I'm better than Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas be going crazy. This is wild.
Of Mayweather, where he rapped. He got 11 Grammy nominations, y'all not equal, man fuck these white people, which refers to the amount of Grammys Kendrick won at the time. He followed it up with,
y'all gotta stop this whole trying to use the niggas' accomplishments against them. It's like, oh, he got a whole lot of Grammys. Fuck these white awards. Fuck these awards, but you would accept that award. And your guy has the most. The guy that signed you. You saying fuck the awards, but he's the one with most of them, I believe. I believe Jay-Z has most Grammys out of all rappers. I believe he has 24, and Kanye has 24. Kendrick had at least 17. You know what I'm saying? So for you niggas to be like, oh, the Grammys ain't shit, and your guy is the one with all of them. So you're basically saying that his accomplishments don't mean shit. You niggas is wild, man.
My mother died at 82 scrubbing floors, and rappers still running around begging for awards. Jay-Lec looked like he was practically begging for problems.
This is what I was saying about these niggas, right? I'm sorry for keep stopping it, but this is what I'm saying, right? Right? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Good morning. I know y'all just waking up. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Some of y'all, this is Eastern Standard Time. Some of y'all. So good morning. But this is what cracks me up, right? It's like, okay, you gonna say niggas is begging for awards, but these awards are voted on and people gifted to them. And even like he running up to the Grammys like, look, man, I need these awards. Give me these Grammys. Like, come on, bro. You gotta chill, bro. You gotta chill, Jay.
Then, from out of nowhere, he seemed to have a change of heart and was giving Dot his flowers all of a sudden. Lastly, peace to K-Dot and TDE, because regardless to whom or what, we're brothers fighting the same energy. Forgive my past energy. Although it's unclear what made him switch up like that, Jay, like many rappers we're going to discuss, was another man who folded on Dot when he was put to the test. For the most part, hip-hop's response to Kendrick's name drops on Control not only laid the groundwork for the Drake beef, but it also set the precedent for how rappers would tiptoe around him. At the time, there were tons of responses to Control, but they all seemed like they were carefully towing the line as to not go too far. For example, after feeling angered that Slaughterhouse were left out of the shoutouts, one of the group's members, Joel Ortiz, responded with the vicious track titled Out of Control, where he let Kendrick have it.
Listening, you the king of New York, little homie, you ain't the king of New York, you the next thing on my fork.
But later on, he would do an interview with
nigga, go sit down. You don't go sit your goofy ass down, Joel Ortiz. Get the fuck out of here, dog. You know what I'm saying? You niggas want to respond so bad. He didn't mention your name, nigga. He didn't mention you. Why are you responding? Like, come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Shit's crazy, man.
Vibe and say that he was actually saluting Kendrick for the most part. As for the notoriously fearless Joe Budden, he was hosting a live stream for the response track only to opt out and not release it. Amid responses from Papoose and others, Kendrick remained so calm about the whole thing.
Did release it. He did release that joint. He did a joint that actually, to me, out of all of the joints that I heard, Joe Budden's Control was the best one outside of Kendrick's. That was the one where he was like, he said, what'd he say? He said, overflow. He said, something, overflow with a bloodbath or something like that. Yeah, he went in. Joe Budden went in on that joint. That joint was crazy. Let's go.
That it would be impossible for it to not strike fear in their hearts.
How you feeling about all the comebacks lately from your Control verse?
You gotta try harder.
So when they all backed down, it really made the whole culture realize that Lamar was to be treated with respect. Basically, there's always a caveat when it comes to K-Dot slander, rather than anyone really coming for his neck. I mean, just look at what happened to French Montana when he attempted to diss him. Over the years, French has had a few things to say about Kendrick. First off, he claimed that he was being pushed by the industry.
Why you think Kendrick sells more than like street rappers?
Because they position him like how they did in the Grammys as the new music. Well, I don't feel like that's, it's not that it's not the right thing to do, but I just feel like you see it's like the whole thing was like Kendrick night.
Then, more ridiculous.
Man, get the fuck out of here, y'all. You niggas just give it up, nigga. The nigga song was fucking hot. I'm saying that song was crazy. That's why I won all the Grammys. We gonna be all right. You say a position. No, the song was a classic epic song. You can't say, oh, they positioned him to win all these Grammys. Like, no, that song was the song of the year. That's why I won so many Grammys. It wasn't because they made it that way. Like, come on, even you know it was the song of the year. Like, stop, bro.
He said that he had more hits than him, only to be clowned relentlessly by the internet. If we're just talking about anthems, me versus Kendrick hit for hit, I believe I can go neck to neck. I've been making hits for a long time. I love Kendrick. That's not just for Kendrick, that's for anybody they put in front of me. However, not everyone agreed with this. I mean, even other rappers hopped on the bandwagon to mock him for it.
Stupid ass nigga say he got more hits than Kendrick Lamar.
Yo, man, that's one thing about Young Thug, yo. He's a funny ass nigga, man. Good morning, everybody come in, man. This shit is crazy. Check this shit out, man.
Fool. The man said he got more hits than me and Kendrick. Bro, your junk ass ain't got more hits than no motherfucking Kendrick, and you ain't damn sure ain't got more hits or anthems than me. You smoke hard, why you tripping? You on real dope.
But while he had smoke for Thug and engaged in a war of words with him over it, French Montana never tried to provoke K-Dot any further. And now, just like everyone else, French has since basically apologized for even thinking he could mess with him and said he was just in his feelings at the time.
I was just heated I ain't win a Grammy for Unforgettable.
That's what it was?
Yeah, but Kendrick is my dog.
Listen, bro. Unforgettable that's a fire record. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think it's better than We Gonna Be All Right. If that's if those two songs went head up. Either way, it wasn't. I don't know if maybe he was King Kunta. I'm not sure which song it was. But yeah. Yeah, that song's fire. That song's fire. I ain't gonna lie. I like that song. I actually like that song a lot. It's a good song. Let's go.
But just that one day at the interview, I was just so heated that I ain't win, and he was the winner. And I was just like, yo, but I fuck with Kendrick. I fuck with the whole team.
Opting to say that he was in the wrong, rather than say Kendrick had any part in it, this is a rare show of humility for a rapper. And while Cole has been taking all the flack for getting up on that Dreamville Festival stage, and saying that his 7-minute drill diss song towards Kendrick didn't sit right with his spirit and would be deleted off streaming services.
When I listen to it, and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my fucking peace.
History shows that he's not the first person to make his apologies to Kendrick. And maybe fear of being dismantled on a verse wasn't the only reason. Although his immense talents on the mic are one major factor, French extending his love to Kendrick's whole team is important. Because as these rappers likely learned before going at his neck, messing with Kendrick requires you to go up against an army. And while Kendrick might have been a good kid in a mad city, he's got a whole city behind him. And there's something dangerous about Kendrick that not a lot of people speak about. Growing up in Compton, Kendrick was exposed to the gang lifestyle early on, and many of his best friends were active members. Then, after joining TDE, he suddenly found himself in the midst of the Bounty Hunter Bloods and Hoover Crips as he teamed up with fellow label mates Schoolboy Q and J-Rock, as well as a whole host of other people who were repping sets. Recently, Kendrick's gang ties have come under the microscope again, because if the rumors are true, Cole might have received a tip to back off from the beef that sounds not too dissimilar to what you'd see on the streets from Schoolboy Q. Reporting from Dream.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. I definitely think that Kendrick has a lot of protection. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that, honestly, to tell you the truth, he probably don't really need too much protection. I believe that he's probably one of those guys too. A lot of people don't want to admit it. They think because he is a good kid, but it's something else to Kendrick Lamar, man.
Festival, an unnamed source revealed that it was actually Schoolboy Q who allegedly warned J. Cole to stop beefing with Kendrick before the apology. I'm not specifying what kind of warning, whether it was a bullying move, a Debo-like maneuver, or just a friendly heads up. I don't think it matters at this point, but based on what Punch, TDE's president, said, I think they gave him what he needed to hear to bow out of the battle with as much grace as possible. Whether he was letting him know what kind of heat K-Dot had in store for Drake with the abuse allegations, or telling him to ease up before things got dangerous, this whole situation proves that whatever Kendrick is getting involved in, the streets he grew up on have his back. In terms of gangs, Kendrick has long been rumored to have connections to the West Side Pyrus. In addition to his affiliation to the red side of the city, Kendrick also has uncles who are Crips, several of which have served lengthy jail terms for gang-related activity and armed robbery, and he's still locked in with them to this very day.
Does the crew come out every time you come to Compton?
Yeah.
As a result of his connections, as well as old pictures of Kendrick dressed in red, Drake's recent assessment that he isn't affiliated to a set on his new track, Family Matters, has been ridiculed by people from Compton, while at the same time, respecting Kendrick's desire to withhold that from becoming a big part of his identity.
Drake says you don't bang a set, and he says the game bangs a set, even Chris Brown bangs a set.
He just don't know Kendrick.
That's what I'm saying. Has Kendrick renounced his hood affiliation at a certain point?
Kendrick just don't be private and so priding himself off of his gang culture. So I guess people think that he a non-affiliate. I don't know if we posted, but you know, hey.
But obviously.
Yeah, bro. That's take that mirror down. That's the boy. The fuck is his name? The boy from KOTD. Yeah, that's him, bro. He was at one of my shows before. One of my events and shit. I can't remember that nigga name right now. It'll come to me.
The fact is Kendrick severely downplays gang affiliations.
The push-ups was in his hood, wasn't they? The push-ups that you talk about, they at the park.
Once again, the clues for Cali having his back have all been there in the music. On Section 80's Poor Man Dreams, Kendrick has a line where he says,
The city got my back, before that I give them my torso. You think about it.
Basically, what he's saying here is that he can say things with his chest because he knows that he has the city behind him. And when you look close at those videos of Not Like Us going off in the club, he should definitely feel more confident in that than ever. But while this could be taken literally for the whole state of California, that line may contain allusions to his gang ties. In an interview from back in the day, Snoop Dogg went into more detail about this.
It's just that he's a nice guy, so we're gonna have a problem with it because he doesn't have a gangster approach. But let me let y'all know, he got 100,000 motherfucking gangsters with him. So y'all better watch what y'all say. You understand what I'm saying? Keep it hip-hop, because that's what he did. He kept it all hip-hop.
In spite of the fact that Kendrick hasn't ever definitively said he was a gangbanger, what we do know is that there are times in his life where he moved like one. Back in the day, Dot tried to intimidate AD of the No Jumper podcast and Back on Fig because Kendrick thought he was from a rival neighborhood.
Hey, you wanna know a crazy thing about Kendrick, bro? My first encounter with him, he thought I was somebody else, bro. He low-key tried to press me.
Who?
Kendrick Lamar.
Who do you think you were? Gorilla
He
Black?
from a different hood. I guess some niggas jumped him back in the day. And I came to the studio and he was mad. He was like, hey, you from Almond Block? And I was like, nah, but he was hot.
You banged on him back?
Where's Almond Block?
No, Almond Block is another hood in Compton. And I was like, nah, I ain't from Almond Block.
He thought you were lying.
And he was like, you is from Almond Block. I'm like, nah, I ain't from Almond Block, I'm over here. He was like, all right. And then we was cool after that.
But
he was
say,
mad though.
all right.
Yo, this shit is nuts. He said, yo, we ain't gonna be all right, nigga. You from Almond Block? I said, I'm from over here. Nah, we ain't gonna be all right if you from Almond Block.
No, he was mad. Yeah, he was mad. Like if I was from Almond Block, he would have got his get back on me that day.
From the gang members which regularly appear in his music videos, the musical appears like mustard, proving that they'll throw away any other relationship to ride for his Cali comrade. Dot's status as king of the West Coast and everything that entails it would make anyone think twice before coming at him. But while there was speculation that Kendrick wasn't to be taken lightly, it's safe to say that this Drake battle has made that crystal clear. Although OVO stands like Maul or academics may argue otherwise, there's no denying that Kendrick washed Drake. Bearing the music itself, the fact that he overthrew Drake's record for the highest streams for a rap song in a day with a track where he calls him a sex offender, it's just diabolical. Now, fans are waking up to the fact that he just wasn't to be messed with. I knew Kendrick Lamar was a dude that needed to be left alone when that video of him doing burpees in a parking lot while listening to oldies dropped. Something is clearly wrong with him. Look at this fucking psychopath. His willingness to take a rapper out aside, what's happening to Drizzy these days further explains to why he wasn't challenged before now. Because while people have been throwing jabs at Drake for years, it doesn't matter if they don't hit the general public. But with Kendrick, you have a rare mix of someone who isn't just obscenely skilled, but also has the platform to slander you and reach huge audiences. It's the fear of embarrassment. He's a better rapper than almost everyone in the industry skill-wise. He can do both mainstream and underground style music when most artists just choose one and never change. Because he can immortalize you in a negative light in the form of a classic hit. If you needed proof that this is a real thing, just look at this school teacher's comments about the change in tone around Drake in the wake of not.
That's the thing, man. Kendrick has this thing with him where he can play both sides. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of rappers just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And he know how to play that. He know how to play that. He knows exactly how to play that, and they can't. And that's why a lot of them don't survive.
Like us, dropping.
I, up until today, taught at a very Drake-centric high school. Rich Baby Daddy is the most frequently requested song to put on my class playlist. If I ask students what they're listening to in their headphones, Drake. The week after the leak was a nightmare. But today I walk in and I can feel that there has been a tectonic shift. Oh my God. This is a Kendrick school now. I polled my classes on what they thought and they were ready to throw down for Kendrick. I had like one Drake defender in each class, if that. And honestly, I feel bad for those kids because they were getting screamed at.
As people move to the sides, he has even hit Drake in his pockets. According to Billboard, from May 3rd to May 6th, Lamar's discography earned around 50 million streams, up 49% from the previous Friday to Monday tracking period. Meanwhile, Drake's overall catalog is actually down when you similarly compare his streams from that weekend to last weekend, and remove his 2 streaming available response tracks, Push-Ups and Family Matters. Although Kendrick won't overtake Drake's streaming numbers as a whole, what is clear is that Kendrick's versatility has proven to be a weapon, and as Eminem suggested earlier, one of the reasons why it's not advisable to test him.
If you go through all these records from Like That
to Euphoria to 616 in LA to Meet the Grams to Not Like Us. None of those records sound the same at all. It's the widest range I've ever seen in the amount of time in any diss battle ever. When it comes to the rapping and the music, fuck all like the timeline or what's true and what's not true, who's rapping and who is putting out the better records. Kendrick Lamar checked every fucking box sonically that you could think of.
From his pen game to his potential gang time.
That's 100% facts. He ain't speaking, he ain't say no lie right there. He ain't say no lie. That's 100% facts. He checked every box.
There are lots of reasons why Kendrick is feared, but the biggest reason of all should be how seriously he takes his craft.
I'm so passionate about hip hop, man. Like, I don't know what era everybody else come from, but I listened, man. Like, we play house parties, bro, every night. I love it to a point I can't even describe it. And when I heard these artists say they're the best coming up, I said, I'm not doing it to have a good song or one good rap or a good hook or a good bridge. I want to keep doing it every time, period. And to do it every time, you have to challenge yourself and you have to confirm to yourself that you're the best, period.
This explains the responsibility he feels to uphold standards, as well as why Drake taking the culture without giving back bothers him so much.
This is not something you just play with, you know, get some few dollars and get out, you know. People live their lives to this music. It's my partners in the hood right now. They listen to rap every day because it's the only thing that can relate to their stories and their tribulations. You have to take in consideration what you write down on that paper. And if you're not doing it to say the most impactful, you're doing it to be the best you can be for the listener, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Always one to keep his sword sharp, Kendrick would never allow himself to lose with that kind of mindset. In a genre where other rappers lose their hunger over time, K-Dot has always stayed as determined to prove himself.
And I will say that about Kendrick. He is very dedicated to his passion and his craft. He's been in this game for a little bit, and he hasn't let us down yet. You know what I'm saying? He's very dedicated.
When overly dedicated drops. At the same time, never bothering anyone unless he feels provoked. To explain why Kendrick is among the most feared rappers of any era, we need to borrow a phrase that dates back to Roman times. If you want peace, prepare for war. Whether you may realize it or not, Kendrick stays ready. And after destroying Drake, he's probably bought himself a whole lot of that coveted peaceful life for decades to come. Unless someone is stupid enough to ignore these warnings and try him again.
Yeah. Good morning. That was the full length video. I believe I reacted to the piece of it, but not the full thing. So that was the full length. I just wanted to watch that with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I totally believe that, and I totally think that most rappers are afraid of Kendrick Lamar. I think that it's not only, and let's keep it real, it's not only his gang affiliation. It's not only just that. I think most rappers don't want to test him because they don't know how far he's going to go. And he's very unpredictable. Like, look, Eminem. Eminem is one of the best battlers of all time. And even he said he's walking on eggshells around Kendrick. Even he said that. And he's top battler. And he don't even want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Even he don't want to even do it. But that's the thing. I think I'm going to do a reaction to Love Game by them two. And somebody else told me to react to Kendrick Lamar and Lil Wayne joint. That's a good song. I think I'm going to react to that too. But either way, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good morning. And yeah. Torture Talk, you know what it is. See y'all. Peace. Bye, man.